After a serious car crash, I asked my girlfriend to come get me from the emergency room. She texted back that she was sorry, but she was having lunch with her male best friend and couldn't just walk out. I replied with a simple okay. What the police officer said to her when he walked up to their table in the middle of that restaurant turned her whole afternoon upside down. Crises reveal people. I know this better than most. I'm a paramedic. Every shift I watch human beings on the worst day of their lives. I've seen strangers cradle the dying like family. I've seen grown men collapse in tears beside their injured wives. I've witnessed the purest kindness rise out of absolute horror. And then there was my girlfriend, Kate, and one car wreck that showed me exactly who she really was. We'd been together 2 years. We lived in the apartment I'd busted my ass to pay for. On paper, everything looked solid. She was vibrant, gorgeous, always the center of attention. I was the steady, low-key one. I thought we balanced each other perfectly. She brought the spark, I brought the anchor. The only real tension came from her male best friend, Julian. Julian came for money, called himself a consultant, which mostly seemed to involve long lunches at fancy spots and giving opinions nobody asked for. Kate and Julian were glued together. She always called their connection unique. They had running jokes I was never in on, and their phones were constantly lighting up with messages the other wasn't supposed to see. That I'm not the jealous type. My job forces you to stay level-headed, but something about them always sat wrong in my gut. It felt like I was the outsider in a friendship that had been going strong long before I showed up. Still, I trusted her. I took her word that it was purely platonic. That trust got obliterated last Tuesday. I was driving home after a brutal 12-hour shift. Rain was pouring. Some teenager in a modified Civic blew through a red light and slammed into my driver's side door doing at least 50. The crash was violent. Metal screaming, glass exploding, my car crumpling like tin foil. Next thing I knew, my own crew was cutting me out of the wreckage. I was immobilized on a backboard, skull throbbing, left arm clearly snapped. As they slid me into the rig, a cop I've known for years, Dave, leaned in. "Hey brother," he said, face tight. "Your car's done. Total loss. We're having it towed. We need an emergency contact for notification and to handle any belongings in the vehicle. Who should we call?" "My girlfriend, Kate," I rasped and gave him the number. The ambulance ride was a fog of sirens and morphine. They sliced off my uniform, ran scans, took x-rays. Clean fracture of the left humerus, moderate concussion, heavy bruising everywhere, but no organ damage. I'd live. About an hour later, a nurse came in. "We've been trying your emergency contact, Kate, several times. No answer. Anyone else we can call?" My stomach dropped. No answer. I knew exactly why. It was Tuesday, their sacred long lunch day. With my good hand, I grabbed my cracked phone and texted her. "Hey, just got T-boned. Bad wreck. I'm in the ER at St. Mary's with a broken arm. Car is totaled. Can you come get me?" I stared at the screen. The dots appeared. Then her reply, the message that ended everything. "OMG babe, I'm so sorry, that sounds awful. I'm actually right in the middle of lunch with Julian and it would be super rude to bail. Can you maybe Uber? Keep me posted 21." Read it. Read it again. Something inside me went very still and very cold. She wasn't confused or scared. She was annoyed I was interrupting her meal with another man while I sat in a hospital gown. Every illusion I'd been holding on to collapsed in that moment. Then I remembered Dave still needed to officially notify her for the report. A plan formed. Sharp, calm, and perfectly fair. I screenshotted her text. Sent her one word back. "Okay." Then I called Officer Dave. "Hey, it's Adam Sterling. Thanks again for the scene. Listen, you guys still haven't reached my emergency contact, Kate, for the official notification. She's not picking up, but I know exactly where she is. It's important the report gets closed out properly. She's at the Gilded Spoon downtown right now. An in-person notification would really help tie this up. Dave caught the subtext instantly. Consider it done, buddy. We'll send a unit over. I hung up, leaned back into the stiff hospital pillow, and waited. Update 1. The next hour in that air bed was the clearest of my life. The physical pain was still there, dull, constant, but the emotional pain had frozen into something clean and usable. Resolve.my partner Mike, one of the medics who brought me in, stopped by. One look at my face and he knew. Spill, he said. That I showed him the text. His jaw tightened. She picked lunch with that rich dude over you actually being in the hospital? Yep. What did you do? Told the cops where to find her. Asked for in-person notification. Mike let out a slow breath, then a grin. That, my friend, is ice-cold poetry. The report of what happened at the Gilded Spoon came straight from Dave, who got it from the 2 patrol officers he dispatched. It was better than anything I could have scripted. The Gilded Spoon is one of those see and be seen places. White tablecloths, $80 entrees, clientele that posts every plate. Kate and Julian had a window table, mid-laugh, working on their second bottle of rose, when 2 uniformed officers walked in. The room went dead quiet. Uniforms don't stroll into places like that for the ambience. The officers moved straight to their table. The taller one stopped, looked Kate in the eye, and spoke loud enough for half the restaurant to hear. Ma'am, are you Kate Miller? She looked up, irritated. Yes? We're responding to a serious motor vehicle collision involving your partner, Adam Sterling. Mr. Sterling was extracted from the wreckage and transported by ambulance to St. Mary's Hospital with significant injuries. His vehicle has been declared a total loss. Kate went white. Julian froze with his glass halfway to his mouth. The officer continued, voice flat, professional, devastating. We have attempted to contact you multiple times as you are listed as Mr. Sterling's primary emergency contact. Mr. Sterling advised us you could be located here. We are making official in-person notification and informing you that you will need to coordinate with the towing company for removal of any personal property from the vehicle. Every word landed like a gavel. Serious collision. Transported by ambulance. Significant injuries. Total loss. Emergency contact unreachable because she was sipping rose with another man. The officer finished. That will be all, ma'am. You'll probably want to get to the hospital. Then they turned and walked out. The restaurant stayed silent for a solid 5 seconds, an eternity in a place like that, before the whispers exploded. Kate's very important lunch was over. Update 2. The fallout was immediate and glorious. All of it observed from the quiet of my hospital bed and later my sister's guest room. My sister, my actual emergency contact, picked me up when I was discharged. The second I told her what Kate had done, she went nuclear. She drove me straight to her house. There was no way I was going back to the apartment until every trace of Kate was gone. Kate, meanwhile, started spamming my phone. Where are you? I'm at the hospital. My phone was on silent. I'm so sorry. Then, 10 minutes later, this is your fault. You sent cops to embarrass me? I blocked her number without a single reply. That evening I got a DM from Julian, of all people. Hey man, I don't really know you, but I was with Kate today. I had zero clue about the accident. The minute the officers left, I paid my share and bailed. The way she brushed off something that serious. That's not someone I need in my life. Sorry for any part one played in your problems. Wishing you a quick recovery. Self-preserving? Sure. But it told me everything. Even the guy she was trying to impress saw her for what she was and ran. With my sister running point, the rest of the plan rolled out like clockwork. She hired a company that specializes in breakup moves. The next morning they went to my apartment and boxed every single thing that belonged to Kate. Clothes, shoes, makeup, books, That stupid decorative cactus, stacked neatly in the living room. Then a locksmith changed every lock. Finally, my sister sent Kate an email from a new address. Subject: Retrieval of personal belongings, Kate. This email is to formally notify you that your relationship with Adam Sterling has ended. As you are not on the lease, your residency at the premises is also terminated effective immediately. All of your possessions have been professionally packed and are ready for removal. You have 48 hours to arrange professional movers and schedule a supervised 2-hour window for retrieval. Contact me, Adam's sister, only at this email to arrange the time. You will be granted entry solely for the purpose of removing your property. Any attempt to contact Adam directly will be treated as harassment. If items are not removed within 48 hours, they will be considered abandoned and disposed of. Regards, my sister's name Cold. Legal. Final. She had treated me like an inconvenience. Now she was getting the same impersonal treatment. Final update: 7 months have passed. My arm is strong again. The headaches are gone. My apartment is peaceful, mine, and gloriously quiet. Kate showed up exactly on time with her dad and professional movers. She looked pale, said nothing, loaded her boxes, left the key on the counter, and walked out. Word is the story of the police walking into the Gilded Spoon spread like wildfire in her circle. There was no way to spin it. She became the girl who picked brunch over her boyfriend in the ER. Most of her friends ghosted, not out of loyalty to me, but because nobody wanted that kind of energy attached to them. About a month ago, she sent a long email full of excuses. She froze. Julian had pressured her. She wasn't herself. She missed the stability I gave her. She'd changed, etc. I didn't read past the first paragraph. I just set up a filter. Anything from her address goes straight to trash, unseen. That was the real revenge. Not the public moment at the restaurant, satisfying as it was. The real revenge was the clean, decisive cut. She treated me like background scenery in her life, so I removed her from mine completely. She failed the single most important test of a relationship. Show up when it matters. I didn't just pass the test. I rewrote the rules. And in the end, I was the one who got healed. I cut the toxicity out of my life for good. The sickness was her. I'm cured.